we're in Southwest Texas nearby one of our deer leases, and we're actually moving along a little gravel road here between some properties to get to what we call one of our back gates. And this part of Southwest Texas is really unique as far as I'm concerned, because you've got big ranches that are low fence, small ranches that are high fenced. You've got people that are strictly managing for whitetail. You've got people that mix exotics, introduce game like Axis and Aoudad and some African Plains game with their whitetail. I mean, there's just a wide diversity of properties along this part of Texas and along the Mexico border. The property we're hunting today is about, 3,500 acres. It's got a really neat creek that runs through parts of it. We're going to set up on a water hole that has a well-traveled trail going up it, and my reasoning is honestly it's 84 degrees. I'm going to be sitting in a lot of shade and there's water there. I mean, that's a huge reason for me to want to sit there. I'm going to throw out some of the Record Rack Antler Plus spin cast feed. It's a mix of protein pellets and corn. We've thrown it out there 2 or 3 times over the last week. It's a great attractant. It also fulfills a lot of nutritional needs in times of stress. So that kind of helps the game while it brings them in as well. Overall, what we're going to be hunting, target of opportunity. I mean, I'm hunting with the Smith Wesson 460 XVR with long barrel and a high-vis sight on it. Shots are going to be tight and close quarters here. Anything coming up through that trail could easily bust us, or we could easily take it. I'm just pretty excited to sit up in a good shade tree on a hot November day and see what goes down there to water and what might come up that trail.
Sun's starting to go down. It's not looking real good for tonight, but we still got 10-15 minutes left. Anything can happen. It's a really neat set in the sense of at any moment you think you were going to see one, but we had some turkeys kind of meandering around. They just flew up to roost over there, and 4 or 5 cows. And then a lot of sound that we thought was deer that we never saw. But it's hunting. You're not going to kill one every time you go out. Really cool spot to set. Look forward to sitting there again when it's colder. I mean, much colder, 84, 86 degrees. I just wanted to go hunting. Didn't want to sit around. Thought I'd hunt this water hole down here. They're probably going to be here at midnight. I'll be sound asleep.
When we return, we'll take a closer look at the 460 caliber that Wade is hunting with, as he continues to hunt with a caliber that he's had success with in the past. Wade's decided to hunt with his collection of Smith Wesson 460 handguns. Let's hear from Wade on why he chose that specific caliber.
We're talking about the big Smith Wesson 460 XVR right here. That is a incredible cartridge and hunting revolver that was, basically designed for guys that were going to hunt dangerous game or large game hunting, deer hunting on up elk and bear, and taking it overseas into Africa and other places like that. And it's got a tremendously high-powered cartridge, depending on the exact model of cartridge that you're shooting. You're going to put a lot of energy and a lot of poundage into your target when you're shooting it, and you feel it as the shooter, which is why a lot of the models that Smith & Wesson has built are designed to help kind of mitigate that recoil. When I start looking at the hunting scenarios, when I look at the various revolvers, I've got one of them right here that's got open sights, and I've got one with a red dot, and you can see different barrel lengths on the that are built onto the Smith & Wesson X-frame, and that's designed to find what you're looking for. You can even find some shorter barrels that are designed for survival kits for like your bush pilots up north that are, might unfortunately get placed down in a place they don't want to be in. They don't want to be carrying this big one, but they need that knockdown power and they need that energy. And so there's even some shorter barrel ones for that type of protection and those types of scenarios. But for me, when it comes to hunting with a 460, I'm pretty enamored with it. As you look at the different rounds that you can shoot through the 460, I don't have a 454 Casull sitting here with me, but this is the 45 long Colt. It's something that I think is great for people to practice the trigger pull with. It's obviously more than capable of spending time, hunting with as well. But here are the primary focus, and the primary ones we're talking about. They're 460 rounds right here in a variety of bullet configurations and loads. And I think as you individually start to go through these, you're going to find the ones that perform the best for your personal thing. Because arguing about bullets and weights and speed and energy it's an impossible argument to win. There's always somebody that's going to have an opinion opposite of yours. And so at the end of the day, what your firearm shoots best with, what you shoot best with, and what you have the most confidence in placing into the vitals is going to be key. I've harvested, game with all of these at varying distances on different hunts across the board. This big 460 round right here is a 270 grain that Federal makes, and these are both 200 grain bullets that Hornady makes that are, available for you in different configurations. And there are several other great companies out there. Grizzly's got some great hunting rounds, and many other companies do as well that are going to do the job for you. So once again, range time and spending time out there in the field is going to help you determine which exactly you like the best. When you look at the 460 round, this XVR that Smith Wesson has, you're basically looking at a handgun that's capable of taking a 200 grain bullet, pushing it, at over 2,300 feet per second, generating over 2,400 pounds of energy at specific distances. That's a lot of energy coming out of this little handgun. And when you think about that as the shooter while you're practicing, you want a handgun that's designed to be able to, number one, it's got to be able to handle it, which is what this will do. The X-frame model that Smith & Wesson uses to basically set this frame on is phenomenal for this type of situation. In addition to that, what you're looking at is a well-designed handgun to give you the features to help mitigate some of that recoil, some of that punishment that you're going to feel back in your chest when you're shooting it. But to generate those speeds and that energy, you've got to have that much oomph coming out of it. So that's a big thing when you start looking at this particular handgun. As I look at my evolution of shooting it now, 12, 13 years, I'm still just as excited to shoot this caliber as when I first started. Every time I pick it up to go to the range or I'm showing somebody, I'm like, man, this one's fun. Look at how well built it is. Whether you look at the open sights or the red dot, it's an evolution. It's fun to take to the range. It's fun to practice with, and it's excitingly fun to take something when you get a chance.
Check out all of Smith & Wesson's hunting handgun models at smith-wesson.com.
I've kind of been chasing deer all season long with this 460, and I just haven't seen anything that got me excited. Now I'm running out of days, and Angel wants some salami, so who knows what we may shoot for the day's over. This particular setup's really cool. It's a kind of a pop-up tucked back in a little oak motte. There's a creek down on the other side over here. We've got some corn feeders, cottonseed feeders. We'll put some blocks out not far from here. We've got a 2-track road that comes in here, trails all through here, and this is a stand. We see pigs, we see axis, we see oddhead, we see a lot of whitetail, we see turkeys. I mean, it's kind of a zoo area. This property's 100% low fenced around here, so it's just what lives in this part of Texas, so who knows what we're going to see as the day goes on. There's a couple of bucks here that I've been targeting all year, dating all the way back to November. It's late January, basically. February the 1st almost right now, so we're going to get set up, kind of wait it out, and we'll talk more about our setup and stand as the day goes on, and hopefully we'll get lucky and get something out there, because so far this year we've been carrying the big 460. We haven't got lucky. shot. And then he eased back in the brush and disappeared, moved around. I could see him out here for a long time. You know, there's obviously no shot there. You know, that's part of hunting. You know, just because you can see it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to make a good shot. And like I said, frankly, I was so cold and shaking that I couldn't hold the gun steady when he was out there at the long distance. But that's the second time I've had it personally gunner with that deer. So we're going to slide out of here now. Wait till the wind gets right again, because I know this afternoon it's supposed to switch and be blowing that direction where they come from. But eventually, we still got 30 days left of the season, thanks to the MLD program, and we'll get back in there and maybe we'll get the wind right again and we'll see them again.
After the break, Wade returns to the dead-end stand in hopes of crossing paths again with that buck or something else. The door for the hunting season in Texas is about to close as we join Wade on a rainy hunt back at the dead-end stand.
Sitting here at the end of our season on this lease in Texas, and we've got a winter storm coming in tomorrow, kind of hoping that it's going to get the deer on their feet. It's upper 50s and misting right now. The wind's supposed to pick up here in a little while, which it's kind of driven me back to this same pop-up that we had some good encounters in earlier, and we'll see what comes in. Maybe we'll get lucky. Might shoot at pigs, might shoot a management buck, might shoot a trophy, might shoot a doe. Just really don't know. We're just gonna go sit down and see what comes in. We're pretty well set up here. We've got a big blackout blind here that's, you know, we've actually sat with 3 and 4 people inside this one, so we've got ample room to move around. And we've got about 180, maybe 200 degree shooting lane today that we can, you know, get into shots at 2-track that goes down towards the creek, down towards a feeding area, and then we got a trail that comes in here. These deer just kind of meander through here. And I think we're going to be sitting here for quite some time, so it really makes for a good place to plan to set all day, and that's kind of what we're doing. Well, we hit him hard. I mean, he immediately flopped down and went down really hard. So when you're shooting that 460, the concussion that comes back and the impact that hits them, it's a lot of power. But I mean, he flopped down hard when he went down, thrashing through the brush, and then took off through there. So that's 22 yards right in there. And maybe a little further, and I mean, shot felt good, everything felt good, and he hit the ground hard there and was plowing right away. So we'll give it some time, and then we'll go see what we got. That's all we can do. Whew, that was fun. Look at this right here. See, he plowed out right through here. That's gonna be lungs. That's lungs right there. You can see it. He's gonna be dead right up here. Look at all the blood on that branch where he blew through. Everything right there. There's more blood there. There's blood there. Wow, he didn't go 100 yards. Piled up right there. It's gonna be a long shot. I mean,
You know, the blood through here, it's funny, it just quit, it just kind of lightly rained, and it made it actually kind of hard to see. But you can see the damage. He was running through brush the whole time. And we put him down. He is right up here. Nothing makes me feel better than to make a good shot on a deer and they expire like that. Oh, look at this guy here. And they pile up and die. I mean, that is just one of my favorite things to do. Know that you did right by the deer. Get him drug out of here. He wasn't gonna go anywhere after that shot. Man, I mean, what a nice buck. That's the Smith Wesson 460 in action there. We practice with it a lot. This guy's really run down from the rut. It's the 2nd of February as we shoot this content right here at the end, and it's 2022, so this is basically the end of the 21-22 season. And these deer have been rutting and chasing and really running pretty hard, you know, all along. And we've seen this deer on scouting camera. He's probably lost 30 pounds of weight. You know, you can literally see the bones. He's really kind of run down from the rut, and that happens so much to these deer down here. What a cool deer. What a great buck. What a great season it's been. I think about deer hunting all year long. It's something I don't ever quit doing. I'm always thinking of new stands. I'm thinking of new ways to set up, new situations, new areas, and I'm always practicing with different things. And you know, I go back quite a ways with hunting with 460. One of my first handgun kills was basically this gun with open sights. This one here has a Trijicon RMR on it. I love that 460. I mean, the 460 XVR is a powerful cartridge. Most powerful, basically, handgun cartridge you're looking at. Comes out with, you know, a lot of speed. The 500's obviously a little bit bigger, but this one's got a faster muzzle velocity. It just gets it done. I mean, and it's a punishing load. It's fun to shoot, and it packs a wallop. So it's one to get excited about hunting with for sure. And this is an old buck. I mean, you can tell when you look at him, he's pretty run down. You can see the bones in him. He's got some dirty hocks, beautiful antlers. Gonna make some great sausage out of him and a lot more.
Check out all of Smith & Wesson's hunting handgun models at smith-wesson.com. That'll do it for this episode of the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries. Yeah, we'll see you next time.